Welcome to Help Desk with Joe. We're here for another week. We had a couple holidays go by, and we're back in our patch turned up Spencer, West Virginia. I guess we'll call it our podcast room now, studio. And, everybody's coming off the holidays, and with me, as always, Justin and Joe. Happy New Year, gentlemen. It's 2022, and we've made it through a rough year, but we're here, starting off the new year.
Start out the year with a bang.
Yeah. So here we go. Show number 88. Working our way right up to that magic century mark, 100.
Yeah, as we was walking down the hall to the studio, I asked Justin, I said, did cancel culture finally hit us? Because it's been several weeks since we've been on the air.
Yeah, something happened.
Yes.
They looked
around.
around.
To pinpoint what we said. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
They got us canceled.
Yeah, I wish I knew what it was so then I could repeat it and
Get
draw
another couple weeks off?
Well, no, draw more eyes on our podcast.
I got you, yeah.
And then we can say we're controversial.
Yeah. Controversial, in a way. Well, nothing controversial about what goes on here, necessarily. But, Joe, you're doing the deal, and for the new year, we'll go a little recap. You go through and look up technology news and tidbits that affect the common technology user, mainly cell phone, internet type stuff, but also small business and also big business.
Yeah.
And you guys through A&M Digital Technologies, you and Cena do a great job and keep our little community here running with the technology services you provide. But if anybody's interested, this podcast, this broadcast here on our Patch Facebook page is always about helping out the general consumer and, stuff that people need to know.
Yeah, try to weed through all the noise of technology and actually give the stories that matter.
Yeah, and I just like you're helping people out, so it's always nice. I enjoy the tidbits and the product reviews and stuff like that, and it's really, for everybody out there, man, there's a lot of good stuff you can go back to on these shows and learn about what you can do at your own house and, with your own cell phone plan, your own internet, stuff like that. Always good stuff to know. So make sure you look at what holes you have in your internet life, excuse me, or what you need to do out on the line and go through and review stuff and listen to what Joe has to say before you make any decisions on technology, because it's all out there. I mean, we got 88 shows just in this past season, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're not really doing season today. We'll say season one, though. Season one, we're on show 88.
Yeah, there you go.
But, lots of good stuff for people to go look at and find out about. And Justin's still rolling with the iPhone, so, we can still make fun of him here in the new year, at least for a little bit.
That reminds me, we'll talk later, but I talked to my dad about, figuring out a cell phone thing. So.
Yeah, and I saw you had a flip phone with you this morning, which is always interesting. I didn't even know, is that a relic? Did you rob a museum?
It's a challenge for Joe to see if he can
I see what we're saying.
pull pictures up.
Let's start the new year off. Joe,
Yeah.
figure out how to get these 1 megabyte pictures off a cell phone.
Yeah, I completely forgot about our discussion last week about it. And when Justin came rolling in this morning with the flip phone, I thought, okay, something happened over the holidays where Justin just finally snapped and goes, "I've had enough of this." I was scared.
Looks like a burner phone you'd use when you're on a run.
Yeah. Did something change over the holidays, Justin? Did you get in an incident and have to have a burner phone?
Yeah, I think he had some bad business dealings.
Joe, destroy this right away. Make sure there's nothing tied to me.
Yeah.
Call me Paul from now on.
Yeah.
Please refer to me as Paul.
Yeah.
Just Paul. All right.
No last names, no questions.
Welcome to the new year, right? Yeah. New you, new everything. Yeah. So, Paul, how's it going? Welcome to the show, Paul. All right. Well, Joe, you got some interesting news. Tell us a little bit about Verizon.
Okay, so Verizon, their big 5G upgrade is going to bring high-speed home internet to nearly 20 million customers.
And this is a new thing. We were just talking about before we started the show, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I know about 5G and stuff, but when we travel for our family adventures and go to somewhere, 5G, it always stunk. And I was just like, this is a hoax.
Right.
It's not 5G, whatever they said it's going to be.
Right.
But you're saying otherwise. You have the proof, right?
Yeah, so far, which we won't discuss
We're not
today.
that's not today's show,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you were like, 5G works.
Yeah, 5G is still being rolled out nationwide,
Yep.
and Verizon, and kind of a sidebar here, Verizon and AT&T has been in negotiations with the Federal Aviation Commission within the last couple weeks due to this 5G rollout.
Really?
Yeah, because the FAA asked them to hold on, kind of delay their rollout because it could interfere with equipment on the airplanes, with the radio frequencies and all that.
They say that. You know, it's like I saw they're doing work out here on the local road, and they're like, turn off all two-way radios and cell phones.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's ever turned their phone off for that 30-second stretch.
No.
So is that really a danger, or they just don't want to make new signs? That's my question for them. And then secondly, how in the world does it impact anything that they might be blowing up? Because right now they're just running heavy equipment.
Right.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't.
I think it's archaic.
Right.
And I've never heard of has either of you heard of a plane going down or having issues because of cell phone?
Well,
Nope.
not really, because actually they finally, with the 4G LTE stuff, they finally had it all worked out where some airlines would even let you use your plane on the phone, or phone on the plane and not really
They
care.
won't let you drive the plane, Joe. Sorry.
I know. Bummer. But with 5G, it's still so new that I don't think they had all the bugs worked out as far as the FAA side goes. So
Yeah.
they're just being a little precautious. But
Well, it says here the FCC currently prohibits use of mobile phones aboard any flight.
yeah, because for a while there, they was starting to be a little more open and lenient on it. Some airlines, depending on which airline you was on.
Yeah, but that's what confuses me. How can that work on some planes but not others? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Now it says here, gaming computers, phones, gaming devices have caused autopilot disconnects or instrument display malfunctions.
So my thought.
But aircraft manufacturers were never able to replicate the reported anomalies in lab tests.
Really?
Yeah.
So here's my thought. You're sitting in the back of the plane playing a flight simulator, and
You
you
driving
turn
a
right,
plane?
and all of a sudden the plane goes with you. Man, this feels like the real thing.
Yeah.
Now it's saying the FCC divided the spectrum into different chunks for different uses, so a cell phone call should not interfere with the bands reserved for aircraft communications or GPS and navigation.
Yeah.
So it's about
There's a rumor that it
yeah.
interfered one time, so now.
Yeah.
Well, it says here, it turns out the ban on wireless devices have a lot more to do with possible interference for ground networks rather than any danger posed to the aircraft.
Okay.
Because they banned them in 1991. Holy cow! 20
Wow,
years
that
ago.
long?
Yeah, and they cited the reason of ground network interference, and the FFA regulations have upheld that decision.
I can't believe it's that long.
And
Well,
then,
the Wi-Fi on planes is becoming more common.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
When I was
That they
traveling.
offer it in flight,
Yeah.
but for I don't know. I don't get it. It says that they upheld it in 2007 again, just because there wasn't enough evidence to show whether it would have an issue. So they better safe than sorry at it.
Right.
But guess what? You can pay for in-flight access. That's why.
Are
it's
we going
still
down the conspiracy theory route this early?
good. Welcome to the new year, Joe.
I mean, I thought we'd at least get to
I
our
don't even know how we
second.
started talking about this, Justin. Why are we talking about Wi-Fi and phone interference on planes?
We were talking about 5G when you were driving around.
Okay, I did it because I sidebarred and said this has been delayed because of that.
Oh,
so
that's
that
right.
was
yeah.
on me.
Joe, daggone it.
But Justin didn't catch it. And I was.
Justin, he got caught up in it.
Yeah,
too.
he still.
You got one roll here, Doug.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So 5G.
Yeah, so Verizon's expansion of its 5G network on January 19th won't just increase speeds on the go. The carrier has also been increasing its coverage for home internet, and in 2 weeks, nearly 20 million customers will be able to sign up for it. So when connected to 5G Home, what Verizon calls its home internet service that is available over 5G, the carrier says that users can expect quote-unquote typical download speeds of around 300 megabits per second and peaks up to 1 gigabit per second. These are comparable to the speeds offered by the wire fiber optic Verizon Fios service. So this new 5G home internet service will have no data caps, and taxes and fees, not fleas, are included in its starting price of $50 per month if you enable automatic payments. To attract subscribers, the carrier has been bundling a host of perks including Google Nest devices, price lock guarantees, and even a free first month of service. Along with AT&T, Verizon had previously expected to flip the switch on the 5G C-band actually today, but both agreed to a last-minute deal with the Federal Aviation Administration to delay its activation for 2 weeks. In that time, all parties will address concerns with the used frequencies used by the carriers on their C-band 5G networks that might interfere with aviation instruments.
So here's my question, Joe. I just did a speed test using speedtest.net. Testmyspeed.onl.
Okay.
We got a ping of 11.
Okay.
I don't know what a jitter is, but it's 8.
Okay.
Do you know what jitter is?
Not really.
Okay. Download of 80 megabytes per second. Upload of 8 megabytes per second.
Okay.
And that's on Suddenlink using cable.
Yes.
Okay, so how much better is this 5G deal?
So you're getting 80?
Yeah, 80 down, 8 up.
Okay, 80 down, so you're looking at a minimum of 300 down, so...
Wow. Almost 4 times as much.
Yeah. And then your upload speeds are probably going to range anywhere from 25 to 50, so probably 3 to 4 times.
4 times as much.
Yep.
How is that possible?
It's magic.
Justin. I mean Doug. Sorry. Anyway, so wirelessly.
Yes.
So, all right, Joe. You've always told me if you want, like our office computers are hardwired in because you've always said that's the best way. You're going to get the best performance, the best security. How is it 4 times better to not have that wire? I can't comprehend it in my little pea brain up here.
Because,
I mean, is it able to? And that's not a fair question. I didn't really prompt you for this, but you're the technology guy, so therefore it falls on your shoulders.
Okay, because it's very easy to answer because our local infrastructure has not been upgraded to fiber optic. There you go.
So, by going through the cell phone tires, we're outrunning the old archaic cable that we have.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Now, once...
You ever see those, like, in the movies where they show, like, the phone calls coming and going and all the stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine what's flying through the air right now and what will be flying through the air once we have 5G rolling everywhere?
Right. Because once...
Holy cow, is like Suddenlink and those companies just... Who's the phone people?
Frontier.
Are they just pooping their pants right now?
Uh-huh.
Because, I mean, they just... Suddenlink just became a really bad deal for us.
Uh-huh.
Huh. Amazing, Joe.
Yeah, because and that's
this is why I like you, Joe. Not because you're pretty, but because you show up once a week and just blow my mind with technology features.
Right.
And everything that we do.
Yeah,
especially here at Patch. I mean, that's a game changer.
Yeah. So this is what causes the other internet providers, the established ones, that goes, we don't need to do anything. We got them over a barrel, and they're going,
yep.
Uh-oh.
yeah. They better be saying uh-oh in a big way because getting 4 times the amount of speed. And what was the cost? Did you say
$50 a month?
Yeah, I know. You know what I don't know what we pay for Suddenlink, but Denise knows, and I'm sure it's more than $50 a month.
Right. Well, I think because I looked it up because T-Mobile has this, and I think their business plan's like $60 a month. I mean, it's not anything crazy.
Wow. Interesting, Joe.
Yes.
All right, game changer going on. So, folks. Everybody out there listening and people that are listening in the future here because they're not watching it live right now.
Yeah, so if you don't have fast, reliable internet, but you do have cell phone signal with Verizon, you don't necessarily have to be a customer. You can become a customer, but definitely look into Verizon and T-Mobile home internet options because it's starting to roll out and it is a game changer.
Yeah, and I'm sure AT&T and the other carriers will be right behind.
Oh yeah,
they have to.
Yeah, that's what they said that AT&T they're behind 2 weeks with Verizon for whatever deal the way they're
with the
set
FFA.
up. They had to kind of delay roll out both of theirs, but
that's incredible.
So no one has exclusivity to 5G.
No.
Like it's just a technology that anyone.
Yep, it's just a standard band, just like your 4G LTE.
Yeah, it's pretty
Where
neat.
did,
You're
where
right.
did it come from?
You beat me to it. Where did it come from?
It's just
Obviously, one of the carriers didn't come up with it, or they hog it all to themselves.
no, it's kind of just an industry standard wireless technology that it's improved over the years because we had 3G and then we had 4G LTE, and the companies are always looking for bigger, better, and faster. So then once they finally agreed on and they, not being the cell phone carriers, I know this is the wrong name for it. Basically, the Wireless Coalition, they finally agreed on a standard to make the technology work. And they said, okay, here's the standard to make this stuff work, and here's the speeds on that. Then the wireless carriers go, okay, we need antennas for that. And that's kind of how it rolls out.
South Korea was the first country to adopt 5G on a large scale in April 2019. And then the Swedish telecoms giant Ericsson predicted that 5G internet would cover up to 65% of the world's population by 2025.
Huh. So does this totally change the face of any sort of like push here in West Virginia to extend high-speed internet? Are they gonna? Do you think they'll pivot and go embrace this technology, or are they gonna stick with?
Well, I tell you,
try to do wired.
It's going to really bridge that gap because, okay, for example, Justin, you don't have cell phone signal at your house.
Correct.
So this is a no-go for you.
Yeah.
So this is causing.
Now with a booster, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that still negate or still?
Well, with this home internet, I've not seen any reads on with a booster for the home internet, so I don't know how all that works.
Huh.
But
Hey, you guys know when 1G was launched?
when what?
1G? Yeah.
No.
1979 in Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
So, but it is causing the internet providers to really up their game and backtrack and go, oh, we better play catch up now, or we're gonna be left behind.
I'm sure we're gonna magically start seeing the prices, just doing some sweetheart deals. Like, oh no.
Yeah,
Stick
guaranteed
with
for.
us. We've got a great new deal.
Well, at the bare minimum, it'll get rid of these dumb data caps.
Just so everybody understands, I'm super mad right now.
Why?
In 1984, 1985, I was living in a house, my home, still had the party landline.
Yeah.
While these clowns, in 1983, launched the first 1G network using Motorola. So the U.S. in 1990 or 1983
Yeah.
had a 1G wireless phone working, but I still had to have a party line phone.
Yeah.
What the heck's going on there, Joe?
Welcome to West Virginia.
You didn't have a help desk back then.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have. You would have been informed.
2G in 1991, where I didn't have party line then, but I had my own phone line, I guess.
Well,
So in 1991, they had
party
cell
line is.
phones that could do text messages, picture messages, and multimedia messages. I didn't see that stuff until I was in college. I saw my first cell phone when I was like a junior in college, which had been 1995.
yeah, that's what's crazy.
How did that happen? Huh. 2001, they had 3G.
Yeah.
I was trying to think if I had a cell phone in 2001 even.
I
I did.
Yeah.
I remember 3G, I think.
I don't remember. I just remember having a cell phone though.
Because 3G was kind of the transfer over from analog to digital.
Yeah.
Because I remember I had a track phone, flip phone at that time, and I could literally watch it. You had an A and a D, and it would toggle back and forth.
I remember I had the little one, those little square when you pulled the antenna out when you wanted to use it.
Yeah.
In 2001. Okay. That's the first time I had a cell phone other than the bag phone I had for a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow. So, yeah. So I was on a party line in 1983, and these clowns had cell phones working.
Yeah.
Anyway. You digital natives, you got it made. You never had to do it.
Oh, whoa. Back at up just a hair.
No way.
Justin and I aren't digital natives. We had to learn the internet just like everybody else. We were just a lot younger.
In 2013, Samsung created the first 5G network. And they intend to sell $10 trillion worth of 5G equipment by 2022.
So there we go, guys. That's our next idea.
Yeah.
We need to come up with 6G. Figure out how to.
That was 8 years ago they had this rolling out.
Yeah. And then we could just become Scrooge McDuck and just swim in the mud.
Yeah. So it's saying in 2016 Verizon started testing their 5G. So it took them 5 years to get this rolled out heavy.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's unreal. Well, I mean, and you've talked about this before, Joe, that every year technology triples.
Yeah.
Man, it's flying.
Oh, I know. Yeah, because it used to double, and then it just moved so fast. Although COVID's kind of slowed some of it down.
Yeah.
But
That's funny you bring that up, too. I remember when you had the first time you said, listen, iPhones are going to be hard to get because COVID hit China. Or you said, I don't know if you called it COVID at the time, but you said they've had health issues in China and
yeah.
be 3-4 weeks, folks. So your iPhones are going to be a little delayed if you're out there getting new ones. Be prepared. And we were like, it'll come back around.
Yeah, January.
Here we are a year and a half later.
January 2020 was when we had the first discussions of that.
Yeah.
And you asked me, you said, Joe, just how how important is it to get your phone within a couple of days? And I said, it's going to get bad. And it's funny. I just listened to bits and pieces of those shows a while back. And I just kind of sit there and laugh to myself. I thought, you fool, you have no idea what you're talking about. You had no idea just how bad it was going to get.
You shook up the magic 8-ball, and boy, did you ever pull the right answer. Yes, phones will be hard to get. Cars will be hard to get. Our whole supply chain, and then the crazy driver drove the cargo ship and blocked the canal, and then everything got a little worse. But
yeah,
I don't know. We're okay. We're resilient as a country. And a community, so it's all good. Anyway, all right. I was just curious about some 5G stuff there.
Yes.
So the fiber optic.
I don't even know what we're supposed to be talking
it
about. Just so you
like twice as fast as 5G? If 5G is twice as fast as.
Well, see the 5G runs off a fiber optic backbone. So there's fiber optic running to the towers, and fiber optic.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, because when Sprint came through and put all the towers out 119, I sit in my front yard and watched them pull the fiber optic cable.
I didn't realize that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
But you can't get high-speed internet at your house.
Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. Here's what.
And it's literally 20 feet away from you.
I could see the box where they put a tap box in between us and our neighbors, and I've had Suddenlink come out twice, and they look at the pole and go, "Yeah, we can't touch that. Sprint paid for it." Well, I know they paid for it. I'm not telling you to shut them off. I'm asking to just string 20 more feet of fiber into this place right here, and
and that's a terrible thing that we have going on in our country, is when the red tape keeps a small private business. When everybody touts capitalism and business, the red tape like that keeps a small business from having a foothold.
Well, now they didn't stop me completely. They said that I could get a tap in there at Conserve where the line ends.
Yeah,
and for $39,000, they'd be more than happy to.
Oh yeah, well that's what I mean.
And what's crazy is how close I am to Conserve.
Oh yeah,
and it's nothing. And Conserve has nothing to do with this. Before anybody jumps on,
right. It's
jumps
just
on it.
Just
that's
the
just where
location.
that's just the location where the line ends.
I mean,
and I can see their driveway from my front yard.
Yep.
And Suddenlink at the time wanted it for $39,000. I said, not for me.
Hey, you just need to relabel your business as a natural resource business, and they would run it to your house for free. They'd probably pay you to run it to you.
Well, I could.
Yep.
Okay, I won't discuss that on there. What I can.
I'm just saying. Change your name to Joe's Natural Resources, and then start calling your politicians, and they'll be like, "Yep, we got to save that one."
Yeah. Okay, Joe's Natural Resources, an IT company, and just see what happens.
There you go. I promise it'll work. I've seen crazy stuff.
Oh, It would not surprise me that we could figure out a way to make it work.
Doug, what are we supposed to be talking about here? I don't even know.
I think we're ready to move on to the next topic.
I don't even know what the next topic is.
So
I didn't write them down.
So Frank, to answer your question, yes. Fiber optic is way faster.
Yeah.
So
and that's what this is all propped up on.
Yeah. So what the companies are actually doing is,
I can't believe they run fiber optic all the way to those towers.
Oh yeah.
They're in the middle of nowhere sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of money.
And it's all underground, I assume.
Well, some of it's overhead.
Really?
Yeah. When they ran it for Sprint. Yeah. What was weird was they ran it right along the road, then right in front of our place, and I can show you the channeling because it's attached to the pole. They dug a 6-foot hole in front of our house.
Yeah.
Ran it from our one driveway to the other, and then pulled it back up over to our neighbors, and then string it back across the top.
Wow.
So just that little, 30-foot span right there, 40-foot span.
Huh?
They went underground and literally, both poles was right there where they could have just kept stringing and kept on going. I don't know what the logic was, but
Here's what I don't understand. On the road between Spencer and Ripley, they're doing some pulling new wires.
Yeah.
Why are they not going underground? In this day and age, with all the trees and crap that falls on their wires,
and that's fiber optic that they're putting in.
is it?
Yep.
I just don't understand. Somebody somewhere hadn't said, you know what? Let's just start going underground with all this because there's so much headache.
Yeah.
Ice storms, wind storms, rain storms. That all.
Yeah.
It takes a beating. We had up at Building Blocks, we had a delivery truck back into a telephone pole, knock it all down. I'm like, if that was underground, would not be an issue. It shut off power for a day.
Shut down the road for the day.
Yeah, and the road. And I was just like, if this was underground, no issues.
Yeah, because literally the only way around was through Green Acres, and if anybody that is not familiar with the area, that is a one-lane road that's all residential.
Yeah. And not very good. Like, you couldn't get a tractor trailer through that.
No, you'd be lucky to get a UPS or a FedEx truck through there.
And here's the crazy part. For anybody out there that's like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, here's what I do know. Mayor Rader over in Ripley, when they did their streetscape project, they ran all their electric lines and everything underground around the city. So there's no overhead wires now. So I don't want to hear it can't be done. And it can't be done reasonably because they did that about 10 years ago.
I have not given that a thought.
You drive into Ripley Back Alley downtown, no overhead wires.
I just never paid any attention.
Beautiful. And they redid the sidewalks. And we did the sidewalks and stuff here, and we left all the wires. I feel like here we missed the boat on that one because, man, Ripley is amazing without all the overhead wires.
Well, okay, so this bridge that they're replacing here, the Ruby Bradley Bridge.
Yeah.
The construction of it's been delayed because Frontier had to go through and move all the lines. That's why there's 8 trucks there for the last week.
That, yeah.
They've been moving all their main lines.
I know. Why not underground?
Exactly.
Seems like a slam dunk. Save everybody problems. Oh, well.
But now one funny thing I did see when they was running the underground lines in front of our place, they pulled the fiber optic cable too fast through the conduit and created enough heat that it melted to the conduit.
Oh, my.
So they had to cut and rerun. Oh, that was... From my standpoint, it was funny, but...
On their end, somebody probably took a pretty good butt chewing.
Yeah, probably.
Woo. Oh, boy.
I've got a question.
Okay.
Did you get any new fun tech gadgets for Christmas?
Yes.
And Justin drags us right off the track. You had one job here, Fred. And now you've just derailed it all.
Oh yeah. I have a little trove of goodies to review for the next few
Did you bring
weeks.
any to share with us? Just reminding you, Joe, it is the season of giving.
It was a season of giving. We're in January now.
I think we can extend it for these purposes.
Okay.
You didn't bring anything with you, did you?
I told you I have a surprise, so we'll see.
All right, we'll see. All right. So anyway, we're supposed to be talking about Sling.
Yes.
Good job, Justin.
So Sling TV is replacing its. They're changing their offers. So instead of offering their first month for $10 off, they're changing that for a 3-day trial. So Sling TV is ending its long-standing offer of $10 for the first month of service and replaced it with a much shorter promotion. Now, new signups can no longer say that $25 off their first month, but instead are just offered a 3-day free trial. Sling first introduced the $10 offer back in February, and then brought it back in April, and where it's been active ever since. While the offer no longer stands, new customers wanting to try out everything Sling TV offers can take advantage of using the service for 3 days at no cost. Simply head to the Sling TV website, click on the 3-day free trial button, and choose whether you want Sling Blue or Sling Orange or both, which are both $35 a month or bundled together for $50 a month. Plus, right now you can get a Chromecast with Google TV for free when you sign up for Sling and prepay for 1 month of service. So if you have wanted to take the dive into Sling TV, you can now free of charge for 3 days.
Are you a user?
Yes, I've been a Sling user for a few years now.
Yeah, Justin beat me to it. And you like it, right?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. I mean, well, you'd have to because you could switch, being a technology guru.
Right. Yeah, because I've looked at the other guys, and based on the package I have, I'm still saving money and
Yeah.
have everything and more that I
That
need.
you want.
And you've
So-
helped customers save a lot of money that way too, right?
Oh yeah, we
Switching over.
yeah we've sat down with a lot of customers, and there's some times where it's not financially responsible to go away from cable, but biggest majority of the time it's way cheaper to switch and cut the cable. But it literally all depends on what your needs are.
Mhm.
Interesting. Huh. Sling TV. Get
Yeah.
out there and sling it.
Yeah.
Okay. Just not thought you'd have some musical thing to go with that when I said that.
But
There you go. Joe got you. Okay. That's pretty big news, I guess. I don't know.
Well, if you was wanting to try Sling,
3 days.
they've changed.
Who has time for that though?
Okay, well it's winter time though.
That's true. I'm just thinking 3 days, man. With all our stuff we have going on with my kids,
Yeah, that doesn't
Well,
seem
okay,
like
and
that's like renting a movie for 2 days. I'll never get to watch that in 2 days.
okay,
I
and
need
with,
like a week-long rental.
well, but think
They
about
better
it.
have a weekend in it.
True, but think about it. With Omicron, everybody's hollering, screaming, "Let's do another shutdown." So, Sling's
You know,
just ahead of
West-
the ball game.
West Virginia was on Yahoo News 4 times today. Well, yeah,
I know we talked about this before. I was like, how slow of a news
Yeah.
week is it when West Virginia makes the news twice and you go, nope, 3 times, nope, 4 times.
Yeah. WVU basketball, one of them. Denise was very upset,
Oh yes,
and I imagine, yeah, a lot of WVU basketball
yeah, countless
fans.
fans across the state.
They're like, what the heck? Come on, Hugs, get it together.
Well, I think this is kind of out of Hug's hands. So,
I agree. Yeah, it's funny.
and he's poor, just victim of circumstance.
Anyway, Sling TV. So
Yeah.
if you're interested in that deal, and Joe, does that get your stamp of approval?
Yeah, well, I'm with you guys. I'd like to see maybe a 7-day trial.
Well, I just mean in general. Like you're happy with Sling TV.
Oh,
that
yeah,
you,
as
you
a
would
customer.
definitely recommend it to someone else.
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
So if you have any interest in that, yeah.
Yeah,
Joe gives it his stamp of approval.
yeah, take that and $1 and get you a cup of coffee.
Does it take $1 to get a cup of coffee?
Probably.
I'm not a coffee drinker.
Well, I'm not either.
Interesting.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was.
Either way, take your $1 and get something.
Yeah.
Okay. Sling TV out there for the masses. 3-day trial. What
Yeah.
was it before?
There was no trial. You just sign up and
$10
get
off.
$10 off your first month.
That is kind of crazy to think that they had this service offered and you didn't get to try it out.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, so
Thought
that
was
is
weird.
probably a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Do the other carriers do something similar?
Yeah,
They
a
offer
lot of
trial?
them do like
I
I
mean,
think a
that-
7-day trial.
Yeah, I mean, trying stuff out seems like a good sales ploy.
Right.
Either way. All right, well.
Now,
Sling TV.
to try it out, do you have to give them a credit card at that?
I don't know.
I'm
I've,
sure.
I've not.
You
Well,
gotta give everybody a
well, let
credit
me go
card
to their
info.
website and we'll see.
Just give your credit card info out now, Justin. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, do you want to put Justin as the name or just Hank?
Paul.
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 Okay, try streaming for free. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to speculate and say they'll want a credit card because
Yeah.
they want you to register an account and then click your services. Then there's a checkout button. So I'm going to assume that they're going to require a credit
Yeah.
card.
All right. Well, the next one, is this the video or are we talking about something else first?
No. We have the video.
All right, so we're going to roll out a new deal here. Joe, you went rogue and went on your own
Again.
and have got us hooked up with a neat little story that's local and fun.
Yeah.
And, of course, one of our big partners, Jack Garrett Ford here at Patch, and part of our running series. And just as a quick caveat, Justin, give us a little rehash of our year with our Patch Jack Garrett Ford activity group
Yeah, he was telling me about this. This is
that
crazy.
Joe belongs to but doesn't do anything.
Well, month to month, I do some posts on Facebook,
Yeah.
kind of just recognizing like our walkers and runners. Here's how many miles they did this month, and
Yeah.
just yesterday, I was looking at what it actually totaled out to in 2021.
Yeah.
8,000 miles.
So that's from Spencer to the tip
That's
of South
just
America.
Our local group of. I mean,
Yeah.
some folks live out of town,
Yeah, yeah,
but
couple.
mostly it's Spencer folks.
Yeah. Isn't that
logging miles
crazy?
Each week.
That
Yes.
is crazy.
8,000 miles with our small community here
So,
combined.
and I asked Justin what the highest mileage one individual walked within
Over
the last year.
500, yeah.
Yeah, over 500
We had a
miles.
walker
Wow.
do over 500 miles this past
That's
year.
incredible. I mean, that's so neat to see that correlation because it's just, it's our little activity group here in our small community. Can you imagine? And I'm sure people are like, yeah, hey, I do my own thing, but they don't log it. If we got all those people kind of combined, you'd have some neat stuff.
You could tap into even more miles out there. I know
And Joe, you contributed at least 10 miles to that.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, I'm down 15 pounds. So
I'm proud of you, man.
I'm good. I haven't logged a lot on there, but I'm down about 15 pounds. So I'm
attaboy.
Nice.
That's why you're the pretty face for the show.
That's true.
Yeah.
I had a.
That you got a nice beard.
Yeah, thank you. I had a friend message me the other day that said, I heard you on the radio. He said, you sound great. I said, yeah, I was always told I had a face for radio.
Yeah, I use that one all the time. And I think John Ellison's the first person to hit me with that. And I was like, what? Wait a minute. All right, I'm not sure. Am I pretty or am I not pretty?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you need to listen to that again.
Yeah.
And Zach turned to look at it. He's like, not pretty. I was like, okay, I understand. Gotcha. And I agree.
Yeah.
But, yeah, funny stuff. So, anyway, a little caveat there. Jack Garrett Ford, one of our huge sponsors of Patch and everything we do, and big partner there with Quentin. And, we've always had that. Jackie Garrett was wonderful to work with. I remember we had, so here's a flashback to the past. Daniel Maddox.
Okay.
He came in as a middle schooler and worked with us and got our video program all started. And then, Joe, you came right behind and started your business and started doing it.
Yeah.
But Daniel was the pioneer, so to speak, of Patch Video. And he came in and was doing stuff. And we went down when Jackie Garrett allowed us to come in his shop. And, like, we had Nate, and not this Nate, but a different Nate, and did, like, a how to prep your car for summer travel, how to winterize your car. And Daniel would do the video, do the commentary, come back to our office, sit there, and we had to run it through the analog system to get it to convert over to the computer, which took forever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then he would edit it, which took forever.
Right.
And then he would render it, which took forever. Danny was so patient, but he did a great job. And now he's down in Florida.
Yeah,
We're
he's
doing big time. Yeah.
And he actually made an appearance on the Tonight Show one night.
Did he? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was. Of course, this was pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
So there was a clip that Jimmy Fallon was doing that said crazy news stories out of Florida, and one of them was a story that Daniel was reporting. So I'm sitting there watching the Tonight Show and I go, hey, I know you.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I remember that getting passed around because somebody came to work and they're like, hey, isn't Daniel one of your Patch guys? I was like, yeah. So for everybody out there in Spencer, be super proud. Dan Maddox down in Florida, nationally recognized and just doing fantastic. I'm so proud of him.
So I messaged him as soon as I watched it. I messaged him. I said, hey, you was on the Tonight Show. And he goes, what? And then all of a sudden he just starts getting inundated with all these.
Yeah.
So he made a post that goes, so apparently I was on the Tonight Show tonight and I didn't even know.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And we've had a couple of students kind of go that route. Like I know Chris Atkins worked for Channel 8 for a while. And super proud of him. And we had a couple others. But, I mean, how neat. But anyway, shout out to Dan Maddox.
Yeah.
Doing great things down in Florida. I believe Miami. And
it's Florida. It's all sunny. It's all pretty.
I mean, Miami's freaking huge, so it's hard to tell. But, yeah, Dan Maddox doing good stuff. One of our hometown fellas that's, doing great. So super proud of Dan. But anyway, I don't even know how we got there, but.
I always talk about.
Jack Garrett Ford.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, our local Ford dealership here working with us, allowing us to come in and do some neat video stuff. And so, all right. So how we start this, Joe?
Okay, so today's video, Nate's going to walk us through and show us the new Ford Maverick. So whenever you're ready, Dave, go ahead and
just turn it on.
Turn it on, kill our mics, and I'll play the video here for you guys. It's going to be about 13 minutes.
Do I have to kill our mics?
Because it'll backfeed from.
Okay, so I can turn off the soundboard.
No, just kill the audio through OBS.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we are at Jack Garrett Ford in Spencer. We're with Nathan today. Nathan's going to show us the new Ford Maverick.
Hi guys. Today we're going to take a look at the new 2022 Ford Maverick. I want to give you an idea what one looks like, go over some of the features that go with it, and some of the performance aspects.
All right, great. So Nathan, let's start at the back here.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, this is a Maverick Lariat with the luxury package.
Okay.
So this is going to have some features that the lesser models don't. And we're looking at the spray and bed liner right now. This is Ford's Tough Bed Spray and Liner. And there's a lot of functionality in this bed that even some other trucks don't get. Like, for example, the cubbies in the side. Now this particular Lariat only has one cubby because the other cubby over there is taken up with a 400 watt outlet. But you can see you've got storage in here. There's even a false floor. So you can take that, you've got really deep storage, almost all the way down in the bedside, which is pretty cool. And close that up. Now you guys probably noticed there's a little QR code here. That's Ford's FlexBed. This is Ford's FlexBed system. This QR code will take you to a link through Ford that will show you a bunch of DIY upgrades you can make to the Maverick. Right on the side of the bed. It says 12 volt DC. Those are pre-wired 12 volt power access. So you can pull these caps off and get immediate access to 12 volt power. So if you want to wire up bed lighting, anything like that, you don't have to go finding a hot wire somewhere. You can go directly right here, right behind those caps. So another part of the FlexBed system, this tailgate, you can move these cables up to the latch mechanism. And then the tailgate rests here. Of course, you do it on both sides.
Wow.
In this position, the top of the tailgate lines up with the top of the wheel wells inside. This will allow you to haul 4x8 sheet goods, plywood, drywall, whatever you want to carry. They're going to stick out a little bit on the back, but this will let you do that. The tailgate offers enough support to where you can tie down and carry your 4x8, whatever, in the back of the Maverick in a small 4.5 foot thing. And the tailgate also, you have tie down straps on either side, so you can actually strap something to the tailgate. And these double as bottle openers. The Lariat trucks also have a power sliding rear window back there as well. The base engine in the Maverick is actually a hybrid engine. It's a 2.5 liter Atkinson cycle 4-cylinder with an electric motor attached to it. That engine will get 42 miles per gallon in the city.
Wow.
In a pickup truck. It's the most fuel-efficient pickup truck ever produced. You can see here on the front, this truck also has the adaptive cruise control. That's the sensor for it. It even says ACC on the front. Now you can see up at the top of the windshield, you can see the camera for Ford's Copilot 360 Assist. This, all Mavericks, including the very base model, come with pre-collision warning with active emergency braking. They come with auto high beams. Start in the back seat because these trucks are actually have about an inch more legroom than the Ranger does, which is a class above, which is kind of neat. And you have under seat storage, so you can pull this strap up. Got storage underneath the seat.
And nice deep storage at that.
Yeah. And one really cool thing, you can see these little tethers kind of in different places. There's one in the back of the console too. That is Ford's FITS system, with a Ford integrated tether system is what they're calling it. Now Ford is, and you can see there's another QR code there. Ford is releasing the CAD models for so that you can 3D print that tether system, so that you can create whatever you want to use in your Maverick. So if you want to make a set of cup holders to put back there, if you want to make a trash can, or if you want to make, and of course Ford will sell them to you.
Right.
But if you're so inclined, you can make them yourself, and you can make whatever you want. We'll start out with the sync system. This is Ford's Sync 3 system. I'm going to turn the radio down. Of course, the standard sync system has your Bluetooth, hands-free calling, all that fun stuff. And this head unit is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatible, straight from the factory. And down here, like we were talking before, you have a USB-C and a outlet there too. So you got wireless charging there. That is part of the luxury package on either XLT or Lariat. And the Lariat trims have push-button ignition. All the other trims, the XL and XLT, have a turnkey still.
Okay.
Which is a benefit to some people. Some people still like that key. This one does have dual zone automatic climate control. Now, one complaint I get with the automatic climate control, and I think this is why some people don't like to use the automatic climate control is they get in it, say it's a warm day or it's a cool day or whatever the case may be, and they've got their auto climate set, and say they've got it set at 70. Well, if it's freezing, it's going to blast the heat to get the truck warmed up as quickly as possible.
Right.
Well, what Ford's done to alleviate that, see, the auto button has 3 lights on it now, okay? You got high, medium, and low. What that does, that limits the fan speed. So that whenever you get in it, you can set it to the low setting and it won't blast you with air. But at the same time, it still works at automatic setting. So it works just like thermostat in your house. You have the temperature set, auto set, the car just takes care of it. You just adjust the temperature like as you like it to be comfortable. And you got dual zone, so your side can be a little bit hotter, or however the case may be. And then, of course, you can control both sides. Now, the Maverick does not have, in any model, a rear defroster, which is kind of a weird thing. It sounds kind of funny. But that's kind of a truck thing. You don't really need it, where that glass is kind of straight up and down. It doesn't really frost over that much. So in the place of your rear defroster, you've got heated mirrors in this Lariat luxury model. And that's what that button there does. Of course, you got heated seats for both sides, heated steering wheel, which might be the best feature in new cars. I love the heated steering wheel. It's pretty awesome. Like I said, we got the wireless charging. We do have the turn dial gear selector in the Maverick. It's kind of becoming a standard thing in the Ford lineup. Anything, Ranger and up have traditional shifters, but pretty well everything below that's gone to this turn dial, which is pretty convenient. And really what it does, it really frees up this center console from a traditional gear lever to open up all these different cubbies. I mean, you can see we've got little cubbies for everything in here. You've got places you can put your wallet, like here. You know, you can put your wallet up here. Phone can sit up here in this position too if you don't want it on the charger. You got 2 massive cup holders and another little cubby just to put stuff. Center console here. You can see I think I've got the spare tire or the spare key in there. So it's that going from a traditional shifter really opens up the center console to just about anything else you want to use. I guess we can go over the drive modes we have. Now this is a Lariat luxury package, so we don't have the FX4 package on this truck, which is the off-road package, so we don't have the off-road drive modes. But starting in the normal mode, if you look up here, if we keep hitting this button, we go over, we got a tow haul mode, we have a slippery mode for, snowy, icy conditions, we have an eco mode, better fuel economy, and a sport mode for more spirited driving. One of the big things I wanted to show you guys is Ford's new adaptive cruise control system, because the adaptive cruise was stop and go, which means the adaptive cruise can bring you down to a stop and take off again. Also now has lane centering. A lot of people think this is kind of gimmicky technology, that, cars can't drive themselves, whatever the case may be. But the idea with this system is that it reduces fatigue on long trips.
So as we're driving here, one thing that you normally don't see in a truck is the Maverick has a sunroof.
Yep, that is an option on any trim level. It's a standalone option on the Mavericks. Their big thing with Maverick is the pricing. The Maverick XL, which is the hybrid front-wheel drive, the absolute base model, starts at $19,995 before destination. And that's the number that Ford advertises. But there is a $1,500 destination charge that comes on all of them. So your absolute base price is truly about $21,500. And for a new vehicle, period, regardless of truck, car, whatever, that's pretty darn cheap. But I can show you the auto hold function. So I'm going to enable it with this button here. And when I come up to this stop sign, so I pull up and stop. The auto hold light comes on the dash, and then I can let my foot off the brake. And I'm sitting here, my brakes are on, my tail lights are on, but my foot's not on the brake. And then time goes to take off again, just tap the gas. Now one thing, especially with the Maverick and pickups in general, is Ford puts this little dotted line in here. That lines up directly with your trailer hitch. If you're backing up to a trailer, you just line that dotted line up to your trailer and you can hook one up by yourself really easily. You don't need a spotter or anything like that, which makes that really awesome. And then whenever you get close, you can even zoom in on your ball and really get it dialed in, so then you just have to get out, lower your trailer, and take off.
All right, so one last time, price points. The start, base package, all the way up to top of the line.
The basic XL, and let me preface this too by saying, all Mavericks come in one body style. It's not traditional truck where you have like regular cab, extended cab, crew cab. They're all crew cab trucks. They are front wheel drive based on the platform that they ride on. So they are, at the base level, they're front wheel drive. You can option in all wheel drive. But I will say the base level starts at 21.5 including destination. That is the basic model. And the XLT, you can option, the XLT is very flexible in its pricing because it starts around $23,000-ish with a few more standard features than the XL. But the XLT can be optioned all the way up to about $32,000 with options, because there's a lot of flexibility with that model. And then the Lariat starts around 25 for a front wheel drive hybrid, but you can option one fully out with all wheel drive and EcoBoost like this one for about 36, 37. And I did mention the first edition. The first edition varies a little bit because there's a hybrid option and the EcoBoost option there too, but fully maxed out, you'd be hard pressed to get over 40 on one of these. So they're a very affordable option.
All right, well, Nathan, thanks for showing us the new Ford Maverick. Very, very nice setup.
Yeah.
One last look at all the trim.
Mm-hmm. Oh, one thing I did want to point out.
Okay.
I'd say, before we, turn off here, the door panels on these are really neat. They have a spot here for a 1 liter water bottle.
Wow.
Which is kind of cool. Ford this is pretty unconventional as far as door handles go, but they cut this out so that they could do that and make that work. So that plays into the even more practicality side of the Maverick.
All right, Nathan, well, again, thank you very much for letting us stop down today and show us off the new Maverick. So if someone's interested in purchasing, how can they get a hold of you, and how can they check out the inventory and order a new Ford Maverick?
Yeah. Our website's jackgarrettford.com. You can contact us there. There's actually a web lead system we have set up too, so you can get us at jackgarrettford.com. Our phone number, the front office, is 304-927-2490.
All right, Nathan, again, thank you very much, and we want to thank Jack Garrett Ford as well for allowing us to take time out of your busy day to show us the new Ford Maverick.
That's right. Glad we could do it.
All right, thanks again.
Thank you.
Okay, we're back, and wow.
Joe out there doing some reporting.
I know, that's kind of crazy. That does take me back to the Dan Mannix days, but more importantly, what amazing technology we have in our vehicles now.
Yeah, it was really interesting going down there and talking to Nate about all the technology and bells and whistles, because you know me, I'm always the bells and whistles guy. What all does it come with? And
hold on. Did you come away with a new car?
Almost.
Wow. Okay.
So, and I was going, and Nate and I talked, and he said, "You want to do a video on the Maverick?" I said, "Sure."
Yeah.
And I was completely shocked by exactly how much technology was actually involved in these trucks, and most impressively on my end of things was the QR code setup, where Ford gives you ideas on how to make add-ons for your own truck, from the bed side of it, what all add-ons you can make yourself, and then inside the cab you can 3D print your own add-ons, and that's
amazing.
Yeah, that was just mind-boggling, because you would think that the manufacturers would want to upsell you on those extra cup holders and all this and that, which they will. I mean, if you want to buy it,
option,
but they're giving you the option of buy it from us or do it yourself, which is really something that you don't see.
I'm going to guess Justin's favorite part.
Okay.
The water bottle holder.
Yeah, my car is not equipped to hold a big water bottle.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, and it drives me crazy because I have an Nalgene bottle from our trip out in Colorado, and it doesn't fit anywhere in my vehicle. Such a pain. And
for a long road trip, you want a nice big water bottle.
Yeah. Well, just for where we go work out, I want my big water bottle with me, and it's such a pain to put in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to put it on the seat, and then it rolls around.
Yep.
If I
You know how many
take
times I've hit the brakes and my water bottles went whoop, down on the floorboard, and then it rolls around because I can't reach it.
Right.
Oh, so yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. Just that outside the box thinking and thinking
I
about.
like that little line showing you where your hitch is at.
Yeah.
To be able to
Oh
back
yeah.
up.
Oh yeah, backing up. The backup camera, you can do it with the backup camera, but it's a little tricky. But the line definitely would help.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then
So,
zoom
lot of
then
good
zoom
stuff.
in on the.
Now,
Yeah.
my car does the auto hold on the brake if you're on a hill, but not if you're on flat like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool too.
Nice. There's a lot of technology in it, Joe. I appreciate you going out and spending your own time to kind of look at that because that's
I was
pretty neat.
happy to do it. Yeah, I was.
I can't believe you didn't come away with a new truck.
So you were
Front wheel drive.
tempted by the Maverick, or are you looking at something else?
Well, I seen the Maverick and I went back and was telling Cena about it. She goes, "We might have to look into that."
Yeah. I mean, 42 miles a gallon.
Yeah.
Who ever heard of a truck being front wheel drive though? Wow.
Right.
Is that?
With
It's
the
probably not a new deal, but new to us.
Right, with the upgrade to being all-wheel drive,
Yeah.
plus a starting point of 21,000.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
I mean,
The hybrid deal would be the way to go.
oh yeah.
You compare that thing to the Tech and the Ranger, their previous small truck. I mean, it's not night and day. It's not even.
Yeah, because that's the thing, because that's what Nathan and I was talking about was the Ranger. We all remember the Ranger,
Yeah.
and then when they brought it back, it's basically a full-size pickup.
Yeah,
It's
is.
not
It
the-
is.
it's not the
the
little-
little Ranger
Yeah,
that we're used
but
to.
the Maverick kind of took its spot of.
Didn't
the
they make a
other-
Maverick car?
Yeah, that was back in the 60s
So
or
now
70s.
it's,
Yeah.
now it's a Maverick truck.
Yeah. So the Maverick body style, that small pickup,
Yeah.
has taken the place of the Ranger.
Nice. I'm glad because when I saw the new Rangers, I'm with you. I'm like, this is a full size.
Yeah.
Although
Although
it's not the Ranger that I loved.
Right.
Because I
Yeah.
had one.
And don't get me wrong, I love the body style of the new Rangers,
Yeah.
but yeah, I was like, what about the little pickup? And then when I seen the Maverick, I was like, that's it.
Yeah, it's back, baby.
Yes.
It's back.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, man, good segment. Many thanks to Quentin and Nathan down at Jack Garrett Ford. Can't say enough about those guys and what they do to support our community here. And this is just a carryover. I don't want to not mention Jackie Garrett himself. There's many a times I went down to Jackie in the 18 years of having Patch and said, hey, I need a sponsor for this or that. And Jackie was always willing to step in and help. So,
Right.
And Quentin's just carrying that forward. And really, Quentin's taken another step because he's personally involved with a lot of what we do here, especially that activity group.
Right.
So he spearheaded a lot of stuff here for our community, make it better. And
Yeah, everybody down there are,
Yeah,
are
and
all
they're super
phenomenal
nice.
people.
we held one of our races down there, and what a good crew. And then they had to volunteer a lot for the Halloween race and a couple other races when we needed some people. And Quentin rallies the troops, which is
Yeah.
always fun. But
Absolutely.
good fun group. So I can't say it enough. Local community support here is just fantastic. We have such a great community. Okay. All right. So what are you going to finish with,
Okay,
Joe?
so I have one last thing.
We're at an hour.
So here we are, 1 year into this. Can you guys believe that Justin's been with us for a year? Justin, do you believe that you've
No.
been?
I
Yeah,
don't believe that.
So I know we don't typically do this, but I seen something online. I was like,
Oh boy.
this has the guy's name written all over it, so I have to do this.
I hope it's something related to his Halloween Tiger King outfit.
Unfortunately, no.
Well, crap. Okay then.
So I had seen a kind of quick wrap these last night, so
Wow.
hand them over.
Is there names on them?
Nope, they're both the same, so it doesn't matter.
I think I'll take that one. Quick wrap. Okay, open them now.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, we are opening.
Ah!
Wow.
Oh my.
Portable charger.
Yeah, I see.
That actually works.
Yeah. Yeah, so one of my deal of the day sites, they had those on dirt cheap. And I was
Wow.
like, this,
Hold on,
this
hold on.
is cheap
What-
enough for a gag gift.
What's Justin gonna do with his old one? Does it go in a museum somewhere? And you know what? I think it has a spot. It should go
it
right
hits,
here.
Yeah, it hits the shelf of fame
right
right here. Yeah,
Wow.
well, I seen that and I was like, oh, that's cheap enough, just enough to get a good chuckle out of it.
Well,
So-
Joe, thank you to you
Yeah.
and Cena. That's very thoughtful.
Oh, you're
and,
welcome.
And not only thoughtful, but very funny.
Yes. I was going for the more funny than thoughtful. I was just like, I know we don't do gifts, but I was like,
I had a feeling when I saw you written in your bag over there. I'm like, This has got to be somehow related to my infamous power block.
Yeah, I was like, this is way too good to pass up. I was like, I have to do this.
You know, and I got to say, for those of you out there, if you're listening or watching and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, go back to the show where we talk about Justin's power bank and he does a review.
Yeah, I think the episode's called Justin's Power Bank Review.
It's so funny. That is so funny.
This thing is.
And, you know, and I saw the power bank a couple weeks ago. It came out of retirement and made its way into the patch office.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I got hands-on look at it.
Well, he was going out of town for Christmas, so he probably started it like the week before Thanksgiving to charge it up.
Oh, it was before that, I'm sure. So what were you doing with it?
Oh, yeah, taking it on the road.
Did you really?
Yep.
Yeah, you had to start charging it back in October.
Yeah, so maybe this one will only take you a week to charge up, not 2 weeks. I cut his
And
charging
there's
time
a
in
good
half.
chance this one won't set anything on fire.
Well, no, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, well, that's true. Better odds, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, this is much more sleek, compact.
It already looks like it holds more
Lightweight.
power than your other one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of promise right there.
Very cool.
Okay. Well, Joe, that's awesome. Thank you to you and Cena. If anybody has any questions, because we talked about Verizon, we talked about Sling, you're super familiar with all that. If anybody has any questions, how do they get a hold of you?
You can give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltechnologies.com or follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at AM Digital Tech for all that. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast, Help Desk with Joe and Dave. We're on all major platforms, and all of our episodes are hosted by Anchor.fm.
And thank you to A&M for that Smart Scale sponsor at our last race.
Oh, you're welcome.
That was a big hit. Everybody's like, hey, what's that thing? You know, it piqued everyone's interest. They signed up. We drew names out of a hat and had one lucky winner. And
Perfect.
Nice,
Be happy to do
happy.
it.
I was looking to see what the charge time was, but either way, this will charge a smartphone for 12 hours of usage, a small tablet for 3 hours, and a large tablet for 2.5.
Well, I was going to say, it did not come with a calendar, so I'm going to assume it's pretty quick
Yeah.
charging.
I'm going to do a head-to-head review. This versus the old crappy one.
That's a good one, Joe. That is a good one. Welcome to 2022. Joe's starting out with some good zingers, and Justin's power bank makes a return.
Yeah. The power bank that would never die.
Oh, gosh, and will never charge.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss that power bank. We got to put it up here on the shelf.
We have to. That's become a staple.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for show number 88, Help Desk with Joe, here on the new year. And many thanks to Joe and Justin. And oh boy, what a good New Year's show. The good old power bank. Do you have a name for your power bank?
No.
No.
Well, we'll come up with something. Good.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you name it, then you get a personal attachment. So anyway.
Yeah, if he names it, he'll want to keep it. So.
Yeah. All right, can't stress it enough. A&M Digital Technologies doing great things here in our community. Make sure you go by and check out their website or get a hold of them on social media or however is best for you, and talk with Joe and Cena about how they can help you out with your technology needs here in Roane County, West Virginia, in our region, our state, our area, and nationwide. They ship and they go places to do work. I know that. You guys still do work down in on the East Coast, right? Still making
Wherever we may need to be called, we'll go.
I know you
for the right price, we will go.
Yeah, pre-COVID, you were doing work down in Florida and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, a lot of good stuff going on there at A&M Digital Technologies, our local business, and of course supporting Patch behind the scenes with everything we do, including this show and all our other stuff. So you and Cena stay pretty busy. So we like it, and again, folks out there, support our small local businesses, and we'll be back next week for more. And for Patch turned up here in our Spencer studio, myself, Justin, and Joe. We'll be back next week.